Some rejections break your heart. Others break something deeper, a piece of you that was already bruised long ago. Let's explore why moments of rejection, whether romantic, professional, or personal, feel devastating, even when they shouldn't. It's not just what happened, it's what it reminds your body of. Rejection often reactivates your most painful inner child wounds, especially if you've experienced abandonment, emotional neglect, or conditional love in childhood. These are not just psychological concepts, they're stored in the nervous system. That sting of not being wanted is a trauma echo. Experiences of being dismissed or abandoned in childhood shape the brain's wiring, making rejection in adulthood feel like danger, not disinterest. Your body remembers the first time you felt unwanted, that first no, that silent dismissal, the absence of care. It wired your system for vigilance. Now even subtle micro-rejections, a glance, a silence, a delayed text, can feel like life-threatening blows. That wiring runs deep through the body's stress and safety system, the vagus nerve. In emotional recalibration therapy, we explore how rejection activates a fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, and how it often leads to chronic people-pleasing, hypersensitivity to judgment, deep-rooted self-doubt, avoidance of vulnerability, fear of showing your true self. This is not weakness. It's your body doing its best to protect you from pain it never wants to feel again. Many of us cope with rejection by performing for approval, contorting ourselves into palatable shapes. But this survival strategy can become a trap. The more we seek validation, the more rejection stings. The more it stings, the more we abandon ourselves to avoid feeling it. Inner child healing helps to break that loop, not by becoming stronger or less sensitive, but by honouring the original wound and reclaiming your story. So, can you miss what you never had? Absolutely. If you're carrying the pain of being unchosen by a parent, a partner, or a peer group, the ache is real. You're not overreacting, you're remembering. And in remembering, you have a sacred opportunity to reclaim, repattern, and recalibrate. Learning about this will help anyone who has felt rejection in their bones and wants to understand why and how to begin healing. When rejection breaks you open, it's not just what happened. It's what it reminds your body of, the ancient ache, the first time you felt unwanted, not chosen, not enough. In emotional recalibration therapy, we explore how and why rejection reactivates old wounds, especially your most painful inner child wounds. Understanding how rejection lives in the body can transform the debilitating shame, the compulsive people-pleasing, or the armour of indifference that hides deep self-loathing. These are not flaws, they are survival codes, and with compassion, they can be rewritten. It's challenging to be appraised, to be held under a spotlight, a magnifying glass, to be judged and left wanting. Yet it happens to us all the time, and while some of us seem to notice only the more significant events, those of us with low self-esteem, particularly if we have experienced the pain of abandonment in childhood, will see judgment and rejection from moment to moment in nuanced ways throughout each day. These rejections recall the hurt of the first time you felt the pain of non-acceptance, exclusion, not being wanted, not being needed, surplus to requirements, inadequate. Although you might not consciously re-experience the exact memory, your body will nonetheless feel the sensation. You will feel the familiarity of the very first time it happened and recall the initial emotional pain, a chemical reaction in your body designed to protect you by trying to get you to avoid the situation again will tell you that you are hurting. So let's dig into the notion of rejection to get a healthy overview and an understanding of why it is such a big deal if you are working on healing your childhood wounds. What does the word rejection mean to you? Does it make you think about an interview, audition, interaction, family, friend, love, sexual, physical, spiritual, mental, religious, cult? Maybe it means something else to you. Perhaps the first time your heart was broken. How does rejection feel in your body? Does your scalp tighten, or do you feel a lump in your throat or chest? Perhaps a dull ache in your gut? Or does your skin feel suddenly sensitive? If you are grappling with unhealed inner child wounds, your rejection radar will be highly responsive, and subconsciously you will be looking out for minute signs from moment to moment that confirm you're useless or not good enough. Because of your highly tuned sensitivity, you will always infer inadequacy. This hyper-vigilance is exhausting and deeply stressful. If childhood wounds are deep and unresolved, sometimes subtle little rejections over time will stack up and become the most corrosive because you've trained yourself to subordinate your own needs and tolerate such a lot of discomfort. Try this self-inquiry practice to meet your wound with clarity and courage. When and how were you first rejected? How did it make you feel? When did you last feel rejected? Did it feel different or the same to the first time? Can you honestly accept a rejection? Have you gone out of your way to excessive lengths for approval or to avoid rejection? Assuming you have been rejected for something or other in your life, were you gracious in its acceptance? Looking back, were there ever times where you now see the benefits in your rejection? Did you ever think that the gods, the universe, your astrological chart, your karma, destiny is interfering? The more we hold on to the feeling of rejection, the more it hurts, because we are spiritually trying to hold on to something which is not intended for us. It's like holding on to a hot potato straight from the oven. You are going to have to put it down or it will hurt like hell. If you find yourself going out of your way to avoid rejection, you may have people-pleasing tendencies, which is directly linked to fear of abandonment and will be trauma-related. Allow the feelings of hurt to flow through you so that you can process. Move rejection through you. It's not meant to stay. Speak it out, shout it out, cry it out, sway it out, dance it out, shake it out, write it down. Once you can accept rejection and let it go in the absolute certainty that everything is as it should be and that you are cosmically guided, whatever you believe that to be, you will heal the part of you that feels inadequate. Once you see rejection as redirection, you will be at peace. Take each rejection as a beautiful lesson. See each hurt as yet another light switched on in the darkness of your mind, exposing delusions and revealing your truest, most authentic self. It will still hurt like a motherfucker, but you will be able to graciously accept that rejection is yet another powerful demonstration of Mother Earth knowing exactly what is best for you. Let things play out as they should. Nothing is wrong. Lean in and believe. The good news is you don't have to be overwhelmed by the full force of rejection, and you don't have to brace yourself against it. You can learn to absorb and process and pivot at any age, at any stage, no matter what. You really can get back into your mind and heart and body by finally making your physical, mental and spiritual health your absolute priority. Take time to actually focus on yourself and start healing through the gentle guidance of emotional recalibration therapy. You can read more here.